How's it going, super friends? Welcome to my channel. For today, we're going to be having a look at the DC Comics Multiverse The Ray action figure, one that I know a lot of people were actually really excited about, including myself, because much like the Vixen action figure, we never actually got a Ray figure for the DC Universe Classics. And I know a lot of people, if you're like me, you're buying these Multiverse figures, and some of them you are adding to your overall Mattel DC Universe Classics display to make a more complete collection of characters. So the packaging with this figure is exactly the same as the rest of the Multiverse figures being released now. Blue packaging with the name, DC Multiverse down here, an image of the character, and that window box where you can see everything that you get on the inside. And the top of the box, here's the bottom, and here's the side that has the image of the character. I mean, the other side, I never show it either, but it's pretty much the same thing. It's got another image of the character on it. And then on the back of the box, we can see the other figures that you get in the wave with the numbers that correspond to the Collect and Connect figure parts that they come with, and also that write-up on the back of the box that every character gets. DC Rebirth, The Ray. Ray Terrell steps into the light and shines bright as a member of the Batman's new JLA. So yeah, that's all that outside packaging stuff. Now let's do what we really want to do and take him out and have a closer look at the figure itself. And here's what you get. You get both of the arms for the Lex Luthor Build-A-Figure. Cool, we'll just stick these over here. You get an extra set of open grabby hands, and you get a second head. And what's that? Really? It's got a scuff on the eye right out of the package. It looks like he's winking at me. This won't do. Hold on a second. Oh God. I know I'm gonna mess this up. Here goes. Oh God. Well, I covered up the entire dot that was black. Alright, we've got some more light on him too. What do you think? I mean, it doesn't look too bad. I don't want to risk messing it up and painting his entire eye and putting too much paint in there and just screwing it up. So, for someone like me who's not trained at this, this is pretty much as good as this is going to get. Still, out of the package, this shouldn't be something that I have to do, or anyone should think of having to do. And of course we have the Ray. Like I mentioned before, a character that a lot of people were really excited about. So you get the figure, the extra hands, and the secondary head. And that's what comes in the package, as well as those Build-A-Figure pieces for the Super Luthor. Now at this point, I just want to take a couple seconds to also mention that this figure did not turn out like we were shown at the conventions. There was a variant figure of the Ray, which was supposed to symbolize when he was using his light powers, as well as there being two circular hand accessories that were also supposed to symbolize when the Ray was using his powers. At this point, I think it's safe to say that we are never going to see those. Now before I go any further and show you the figure really close up, like the whole body shot, I want to start with the head this time, for a very specific and particular reason. This is the third figure in the wave that I've received that has some significant problems. Wonder Woman has two of the same forearm, and then you had Vixen with a pretty significant paint scuff on her wrist. Well, this one, I can kind of discount this sort of sideways head fin because that's all about how it was packaged in the factory. So that's a completely different thing, but this is an actual defect, if you can see here close up. These three nasty, thick, textury paint blobs that ended up on his helmet. This is definitely what I would consider, at least as far as the head goes, a factory second. This should not have left the factory floor. It's completely unacceptable. Let's just pull it off and put on the other head right here. Because at least that one, oh my God. Oh my God. If I had known it was going to be that hard, I would have came down with a hairdryer or boiling water. But this head here is definitely going to need some work before it's even usable. And this is the one that I wanted to pose him with, which was the straight face. And as you can see, he's going to need some TLC. So anyway, let's just stick this head over here somewhere and continue the review with the secondary head on his body that I just had to fix the eye. And I thought I was getting hard done by with that. Now, the first thing of note as far as the overall look of this figure that I want to mention is that, as far as I can tell, this is the first time they've used a slender male buck. This is not the regular sized male buck that they use for Multiverse. I like the sculpt and the look of this very, very much, to be honest. And I hope that they use this for, say, Plastic Man or Ralph Dibny. You know, there's so many places that they could use this more slender male buck and it would be perfect. Now, if we bring the Ray in up closer and just have a look at that bodysuit, you'll note that although, yes, he has a brand new sculpted body as far as I can tell, that bodysuit, which is currently blurry because my camera's an idiot, you'll notice that the details are all just painted on. But I'm very much okay with that. For one, they're neat. I can't see a whole lot of paint slop. The lines all connect where they're supposed to, so I'm okay with that. It's a bodysuit with gold paint for the, you know, for the basic designs of it. So yeah, no complaints there from me. And then you get to the jacket of this character, and it's 100% new sculpting detail. The entire jacket and the arms from the shoulder all the way down are new sculpted detail. So one could say there's not a lot of new sculpting on this figure, but technically, so far as I can tell, this is 100% new male sculpting for a Multiverse figure. So one could argue that it's 100% new sculpts as well. And let's not forget that we did get two heads, even though I'm going to have to fix this one. They still did sculpt two heads. So I'm really pleased with the overall basic look of this figure, the design and the details and the effort that they put into making this figure look cool. Now, as for how articulated the Ray is, the first thing I would look for in a flight character usually is how far can you get that head to go back into a flight post. That could be better. It could be worse, but it could be better. Mattel seems to sparsely give out that neck hinge that I know they know how to do. They've used it before on other characters. That definitely could be better, but it's on a ball joint, so it's going to do exactly what you would expect it to do on a ball joint. The shoulders themselves are on those swivel hinges, so, you know, they go out and around, and they do exactly what you would expect. Bicep swivels going around 360, single-jointed elbows like that. Do they spin at the elbow? Nope, there's no spin at the elbow, just at the bicep. Then it swivels at the wrist. You got the hinges as well for the motion back and forth. He has an ab crunch that crunches actually really far down. Like, he can look for his contact lenses, no sweat. And he also crunches back quite far. So when you combine that ab crunch with the head, I mean, that's not terrible. It could be better, but you can definitely get him into a flight pose when you push both of these articulation points to the max. Then he's got a waist swivel 360 round and round and round like the Red Tornado. Oh, we so need a Red Tornado in the Multiverse. Yes, let's start a petition. We need the Red Tornado. Anyhow, so then we have the groin articulation, which is a ball joint, as you can see here. I love when they use the ball joint. I do prefer this as long as it flows with the character better and doesn't make their crotch and legs look really spindly like the Rebirth Superman. Then you've got your rotation up here, the thigh cut. You've got your double jointed knees, which is perfect if you ask me. I love these double jointed knees. And then for the ankles, you have the hinge ankle pivot. Yes, sir. I'll take that. So this is actually not a terribly bad articulated figure. Bringing in a comparative cast of characters here, Batman on one side, Superman on the other. I think for his overall size and girthiness, I think he actually matches quite well with the bigger, more muscular Batman and Superman characters. I think that he's going to fit in really, really well. And of course we have him alongside the other figures in the Super Luthor Build-A-Figure wave. And now that we can see them all side by side, I think that I will close off the first 4-figure part of the 5-video series by telling you how I feel about the entire wave in general, not just the Ray. So for starters, I like the Ray. This figure, I think, is a good, solid attempt on Mattel's part to recreate the character in figure form, and I'm actually really happy with him. However, the entire wave itself definitely has some quality control issues. I got a significant paint scuff on Vixen. I got 2 of the exact same forearm with Wonder Woman, and the Ray had not only 1, but 2 messed up head sculpts. This one here, like I said, he's going to need some real TLC. I'm going to have to repaint that gold because you just can't display him like that. Batman was the only figure that didn't have any mess ups whatsoever that I could see in my review. So as for my overall thoughts on the cast of characters that were chosen to fulfill this wave, I gotta say, number 1, I really do wish that Simon Baz could be standing here too. I'm not so keen on the idea of Mattel going down to 4-figure waves. I would rather them be at least 5. And we should be seeing Simon Baz here. But for the ones that we did get, I'm happy with the choices here. I can say for a fact that Vixen and the Ray are 2 characters who, when you go back to the days of the DC Universe Classics, us fans were asking for them. Not only that, but then when they went to the Signature Collection, where you had to go to the Club Infinite Earths on Matty Collector, these were 2 characters that people were requesting in the forums, and they just never made them. So as far as I'm concerned, these 2 are definitely welcome additives to my Mattel action figure collection. As for the Batman, totally took me out of left field. I didn't think they would release him. I've had one of my subscribers actually mention that maybe they did a Gotham by Gaslight because to tie in for the movie, which would actually make sense. A complete oversight on my part. That's probably true, actually. And then for Wonder Woman, I like the fact that we got Rebirth Wonder Woman because we have a Rebirth Batman and a Rebirth Superman. I want to build that Rebirth Justice League, which again would have been nice if Simon Baz was standing right there, but he's not. And one last thing before I end the video, if you do like these figures, especially the Ray, which is today's figure, why don't you pop on over to Jason Langston's Instagram, because he had a large hand in designing this figure. So if you like it, he's actually got a picture of the Ray on his Instagram. Just take the time to tell him how much you love it on his picture. I'm sure he'd appreciate it. And with that, I think we're done. So remember, as always, these are just the ideas, observations, and opinions of one DC Comics fan / action figure reviewer. And I'm sure you're going to have your own, so please, take the time. I invite you to leave them down in the comment section below, your ideas, and what you think and how you feel about this wave of figures. Are you happy with the choice? Do you miss Simon Baz like I do? Leave it down in the comment section below. Also, if you found this video to be an enjoyable, useful, wasted time, please smooch it with a like. And if you'd like to see more of my content show up in your inbox, just ding the red subscribe button and also doink the bell so that you never miss a video. And I'll see you in the next one. Have an awesome day, super friends, and take care, and I'll see you with the next one when we build the Super Luthor Build-A-Figure. Collect and Connect. That's such a Marvel thing. Even Wonder Woman turned her back on me. Wonder Woman, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Come on, look at me. No, you cut me deep. You cut me real deep.